Hey buddy, watch this.
Hello, Regis Kilbin is the name and Hearthstone is the game, and today we're going to try to learn to play Tempo Mage. Now Tempo Mage is a deck that has been around for a very long time, basically since the addition of Flame Waker to the game with Blackrock Mountain. Of course it has changed over time and grown and developed, but it's been a nearly top tier deck for almost a year now. Various lists have been played to success at all levels, and certainly Tempo Mage is a deck that can carry you all the way to legend level if you learn it well. So I've been playing Tempo Mage in the latter some over the last couple months, certainly have some experience with the deck, and I think I can teach you a thing or two about how to play it and how to think about it and some of the general strategy that goes into playing Tempo Mage well. Now, by no means am I the best Tempo Mage player in the world, but hopefully together, by playing a few games, looking at mulligans, thinking about gameplay paths, we can learn together. So, I have put together a very rough Tempo Mage list here. I really just threw this one together off the top of my head based on some general ideas of how the list should look, along with a few kind of guilty pleasure cards. This one does skew a little bit towards the late game with multiple big drops like Ronin and Dr. Boom and Archmage Antonidas. So it could be a little slow depending on the meta you're currently encountering. If it's a lot of aggressive decks, you may want to swap some of these out for some things like Mirror Images or Arcane Blast to help you counter that early game. But this deck list is a little more fun and still hits the gist of Tempo Mage in a way that we can learn to play it. So I don't want to address every single card in this list. I think that would just be a little unnecessary and redundant. But I do want to hit some of the highlights of the list before we head into a game. So how Tempo Mage works is based on tempo, of course, that is in the name. And what tempo means is generating a mana advantage over your opponents. Now, a lot of people think tempo means getting on the board sooner and having a minion out first. I've seen that term misused for tempo, but that's not actually what tempo is. Tempo is any card that makes you more mana efficient than your opponent. So, in other words, say you play a Dr. Boom, and your opponent kills it with a Shadow Word Death. You spent 7 mana, they spent 3 mana, and neutralized it. So basically, minus the boom bots, they got a 4 mana tempo advantage. And this deck has various ways to make cards more efficient, like Sorcerer's Apprentice reduces mana costs, Mad Scientist in effect reduces mana cost, Unstable Portal reduces mana cost, but also it has ways to generate extra value from every single card. In other words, anytime you cast a spell with Flame Waker, you're getting extra resources out of it. You're getting extra pings for free that will typically kill your opponent's minions, making all of your spells more efficient and giving you that tempo advantage that you're looking for. So even like Flame Cannon, for instance, can kill an enemy Azure Drake that costs them 5 mana. You can only do it for 2, which means you got a 3 mana tempo advantage right there. If you get some Flame Waker pings and also knock off a couple Silverhand recruits, that's another 4 mana you've gained right there for free. So you start to see how the tempo part of this list and this deck type makes sense. So the goal really is to start generating value as early as possible and generating that tempo with cards like Mad Scientist, Unstable Portal, making your mana worms grow early. You can occasionally race opponents down by getting some big mana worms into damage spells like Fireball and Frostbolt. Other times you'll need to save up some resources for big plays off of Flame Waker that allow you to gain control in the mid game and start to thrive from there with your late game drops. And sometimes you'll just need to stay alive and contest the board until you can make a big play with Antonidas or Ronin or something like that. So as far as unusual cards in this list go, I already mentioned it might be a little slow. I've included 2 Mechanical Yetis just because I really like spare parts energy with Archmage Antonidas, and I think that's fun. Mechanical Yeti is not traditionally a common card necessarily, but spare parts are so good with Flame Waker and Archmage that I like it. I've also thrown in a Spellslinger just to give us some extra spells. Beyond that, nothing too crazy is happening. I'm only running 2 secrets, which some people will certainly run more. But this is the list we're going to play, because this is the list I made, and it looks like fun. I don't necessarily encourage you to play this list. I think you should look up a more refined Tempo Mage list, like on the tempostorm.com, Meta Snapshot or Hearthstone or one of those sites that give you really nice professional player lists. But this is ours. So let's go ahead and take this Tempo Mage deck out onto the ladder and see it in action. I think that's the best way for us to learn some mulligans and gameplay strategies. I'm a little behind on laddering this month just because I've been busy, so we're not up to legend yet, and really not even high rank yet. So rank 10 might not be the most competitive environment, but I bet it's still pretty good. It's not the end of the month just yet, so we have time to hit legend yet this month and see some good players along the way. So up first, we have a Mage. We don't know what this is going to be, but there's a very good chance it's a fellow Tempo Mage. We don't want Azure Drakes in our opening hand, but Unstable Portal is actually not the worst. We don't know that we're going to get a good minion to play like Mad Scientist, but Unstable Portal might give us one on turn 2 or turn 3 to play and get us ahead. So we'll keep both of those instead of being super aggressive. I think against almost any kind of Mage deck, we probably have time to draw into stuff. And Unstable Portal is a little slow as far as initiative is concerned and board presence is concerned, but if we get a good minion off of it, we can pull ahead pretty quickly. Counterspell is not the kind of card you want to see in your opening hand. In fact, you never want to see your secrets in your hand. You really want to play those off Mad Scientist if you can, because that's just the most efficient way to do it. It saves you 3 mana. But if we don't have another turn 3 play, this might go out. Counterspells are also not usually great against Tempo Mages because they have really cheap spells to burn your counterspell. So an Arcane Missiles might kill your counterspell, which is a tempo loss for you, and not a good play. So it's taking him a very long time to mulligan. It's interesting. He sent back a lot of cards, so that doesn't tell us much. Okay, so we got the Arcane Missiles. Of course, you don't want to play that on turn 1. By the way, I'm going to try to not move my mouse in a ridiculous manner. That's been some very constructive feedback I've received, so hopefully my mouse will stay steady. But Arcane Missiles, even though it costs 1 mana, you obviously want to save that as a resource for the future to combo off of Antonitis or a Flamemaker or kill something. But on turn 2, we do feel fine playing the Unstable Portal at this point. Hopefully we get something we can actually play. That'll do just fine. Theoretically, we could save this until next turn, and hopefully the ping that it provides from its battle cry does something useful. But I don't think he has any 1 health stuff to play other than maybe a Loot Hoarder. And this could still trade into a Loot Hoarder without killing itself. So I'd rather have the initiative here just in case this needs to use its 2 damage next turn. Otherwise, we'll be waiting yet another turn to attack with it, which might not be beneficial. So that actually happened. That is a thing that happened in real life. I could just Unstable Portal Arcane Missiles here. This signals Freeze Mage, which can be actually pretty challenging for us if we don't get out ahead early and provide some pressure. If it is Freeze Mage, then I don't mind some missiles going to the face because damage matters. So in that case, I think I'm going to Unstable Portal into Arcane Missiles and hope that the Arcane Missiles kill the Loot Hoarder. That's interesting. That's actually a interesting combo right there. Let's see what happens here. Okay, that's fine. That's what we wanted. We'll go ahead and play this, just again to get minions out and pressure the Freeze Mage down. The discount here won't actually matter next turn, probably, because we could have played this for 4 mana anyway. But it's a neat little trick. So that's very likely just a not a nice block. It's probably the barrier. Yep. we'll just play the bodies, keep going face. This game is really not up to us at this point. It's really up to what cards he has and when he gets his burst and how he can handle our board. He's gonna go ahead and play the Doomsayer. That's pretty intriguing to me. He's already scared of that board. I can't kill it with a fireball just yet. I think I'll just develop the counterspell since this is a free turn to do so. I don't have a way to save our minions. The counterspell's probably going to get some sort of value against the Freeze Mage. Might block a Blizzard, might block a Flame Strike, might block some Burn. He doesn't, I mean, it could deny an Arcane Intellect, which I wouldn't actually mind too much. There's a lot of value here, so getting this down now might also make him believe it's a Mirror Entity, which could stall a Thaurissan on a future turn, but that's not the case. We did block the Arcane Intellect, as we imagined we might. So here, of course, we do have 6 mana, so 2 Flamewakers could be the play. But I want to play those when I know they can do a lot of damage, which is not the case this turn. But in a future turn, I might be able to combo them with multiple spells all at once and guarantee some extra damage, which we need. So I'll just play the Drake for now, because it just refills our hand, still gets us out onto the board, and the spell power could matter in some ways. Like if he plays a Thaurissan now, the Flame Cannon could kill it straight up and allow us to go face. You kind of hate to waste a Flame Cannon on this, but I think I probably will anyway. Just because there's not that much we can use this on. And I don't want to just use Flamewakers to ping this down, because it would potentially give him 1 extra card, which might be the Alexstrasza or the Archmage Antonidas he needs to win. But I do want to go ahead and start developing pings from the Flamewaker. So I'm going to play this one for 3 mana. Well, I guess the order here does matter, but this will work just fine. And we'll also play the Mana Worm as well. This is a little susceptible to Flame Strike, but we can't wait forever. We still have the minions to develop next turn if we need to. And this puts enough pressure out that he has to start thinking about clearing again. A timely Spell Slinger here could fill up his hand and make him burn a card. So he did have the Flame Strike. That's a little sad. So now our hand's a little empty. But, we'll go ahead and do this, but we're really running out of gas. I'm going to go ahead and do this now to get some value off this guy. I'm going to put it on this one for a specific set of reasons, which is it kind of divides my resources. It makes him debate which one is killable. So he could like double Frostbolt ping to kill both, which is not great, but it does mean that he's wasting burn spells on minions, which is not the worst thing ever. So he's even setting this up now for like a Frostbolt next turn. Or a Blizzard even, maybe. That's such a good card. But I have a debate here. I think I have to kill the Thaurissan. It's already probably cost me the game just because he's got like a cost-reduced set of burn because he has 8 cards in hand. So I can't let that live another turn. Although 6, 8 for... So this will do 6. This will do 4. That's 10. This will do 2, which is 12. If both pings hit the face, that'd be 14. We could actually guarantee 15 damage here. I don't think he could kill us from... There's actually a thought to just go face and burn him down. But I don't think I can do it. This still gives me a lot of extra damage. We'll go ahead and play this. We'll see what we get. That's actually good. Oh, that's a really good hand, actually. So we can actually kill him if he doesn't ice block this turn. We can Fireball Ping. So I think he has to go defensive here. He's just going to Blizzard. He still has the mana for the ice block and a ping even. What he probably thinks we don't have the... There's the ice block. Okay. We have to pop the block with the Fireball Ping. Actually, we don't even have to ping because the Flame Waker will do it for us. If that's an ice barrier, we win the game. Okay, so we can still do it, but it does cost us a little more mana now. Yep, so that's the block. I'm just going to go ahead and draw because we have the mana to do so. I know that these work together, but we might get something we need. You never know. I mean, he has to keep ice blocking every turn or he loses the game. Because we can just ping off one. He might have a heal, I guess, but... Yeah, Alex draws it himself. I don't think he's going to be able to kill us now. That's going to draw an ice block potentially. So we can't kill him, right? We can only do 7 at the max, but we can generate some Antonidas value. We will go ahead and freeze the Alexstrasza because 8 damage is way too much to deal with, and it might mean he can't kill our Antonidas. He's going to get another ice block off of this guy, probably. But we'll make him figure that out. This might also kill the Mad Scientist. But now I have 2 fireballs. Which won't actually be enough to pop his block unless our Antonidas lives. Because these only do 12, this will do 13. It's kind of unfortunate. If one more missile had hit the face, I'd have been a lot happier. So this is definitely a barrier and a block, which sucks because that means Antonidas can't attack. Oh, he's still probably going to ping it. I kind of have some debates now. Shoot. I can kill the Alexstrasza. He doesn't have any damage left. He's used fireballs to clear. He's used ice lances. Maybe I just actually play the long game now. The problem is, if I fireball, ping, he goes to 13. We can't pop the block. If that's a block. So it takes me 2 turns to pop the block, a 3rd turn to kill him, at which point he's doing 10 damage every turn, we're dead. So I think I have to actually play the value game, as annoying as that is. I guess I can go ahead and just do this with the spare mana. I don't know if that's right, but this puts him on a clock if we get like Arcane Missiles or Frostbolt, a couple different things. So, man, that's enough to generate the value he needs to win the game. Ugh! The Arcane Missiles are really hurting us. Okay, so I can pop the block. Can he kill me next turn with Antonidas? Fireball is 11, 17, 18 damage. If he has a cost reduced Frostbolt, it would do 1. I think I have to go aggressively here. This is really... I could clear the Antonidas. We're still at 22. He'd be out of burst, but I'm also running out of gas, and it will take me multiple turns to develop a minion to win the game. So I think I have to Fireball Frostbolt. Fireball Ping Frostbolt to put him to 1. Pop the block, and just kill him next turn with a ping. The only thing that burns me is if he has like a... if he has like a heal bot, I'm dead. But I don't think he has enough damage to kill me. I might be wrong based on what's left from the cost-reduced Thaurissan. But 2 fireballs and a ping off of Antonidas with the 5 attack from Antonidas is only 18 damage and we're at 22. So even a Frostbolt doesn't do it unless it's a 0-cost Frostbolt. Which he didn't get 2 Thaurissan procs. Oh, Ice Lance though. The second Ice Lance cost reduced kills us. Ah! He had exactly the right set. Oh man. That's really sad. That's really, really sad. So we would have lived if we killed the Antonidas. We would have lived that turn. But I would have only had 3 damage in hand and no minion to develop. So I couldn't have developed the boom as well. So he would have had, eventually, probably enough damage to finish us off. Because he had... he was only 3 short anyway. I don't know. We probably could have won that game, but... I don't know. I'd have to go back and count it card for card to know for sure. I think we made sound decisions. Maybe they weren't the right decisions in hindsight, but I actually think they probably still were. That one's gonna put me on tilt a little bit. It was a fun game though, really fun.
You asked for it.
Alright, but a new game, new day. We got a rogue. We don't have any idea what kind of rogue it's going to be, but it's probably going to have some damage and some spells. Mad Scientist is good. Unstable Portal's fine. We don't have the coin, so a 1-drop Mana Worm would feel pretty cool. Can be challenging for rogues as well. So we'll pass. We don't have anything to play. Still thinking about that last game. I do think it was right to keep the Antonidas alive. Which is normally not something you do, just because it would have taken me another 2 turns to ever get the damage to pop his block, which just gives him so much time to burn me. But who knows? I don't know. He was out of Alexstrasza. He was out of Antonidas. Maybe not. Here we'll play the Scientist so that hopefully it dies before we draw a secret. These are some cool resources for later. Antonidas is fun too. This combo together, Antonidas into Apprentice, with like 1 mana spells. If you get like 4 arcane missiles and play these 2 cards together, you can just get like infinite fireballs almost. You know, you get 5 or 6 fireballs in a single turn from like Ronin and arcane missiles and all that fun stuff. So yeah, see, this is exactly what you don't want to happen. You don't want to draw your secret immediately after playing your Mad Scientist, because now we only have 1 secret left in the deck. But we'll still go ahead and play it. He's probably got a 3-drop like an SI7 agent, which is not the best thing in the world to copy, but he might coin a Tomb Pillager. That would be pretty good. Plus, we don't know what he's running later, so we don't know what to expect from your entity. It was on curve. None of the other plays felt superior, so I think that's the fine play here. It makes him question what he's doing, too. And just causing friction a lot of the time is the right play. I'm still thinking about that last game. If anyone has thoughts on different lines of play that looked like they would have won that game, given the information that we had at the moment the decision was made, not in hindsight, I'd love to hear them. So that's the worst thing he could have done. We got an awesome minion. This is like the best mage minion in the game, practically, or tempo mage minion in the game. Jeez. So I can Sorcerer's Apprentice and play both these spells, which I think I'll do because it'll give me a lot of dudes. Can also trade Frostbolt to kill here, which is nice. I could also play the Mechanical Yeti, but then I don't leverage the Violet Teacher that we were just given, which doesn't feel very good, right? We want to leverage it. We think we're gonna make this trade here in the Frostbolt, but you never know what cards you're gonna get that might change your plans. So playing Unstable Portal first is the right play. It didn't change our plans. We'll go ahead and make this trade as expected. We could go ahead and load up the board here with another 2 health thing, but like Phantom Knives or Blade Flurry really punishes that, and we're kind of already short on cards. But we do have the counter spell up, don't we? Actually, we're gonna do it. Even like Deadly Poison Blade Flurry doesn't kill everything. The Deadly would proc the counter spell, yeah. Unless he has Fan Prep Blade Flurry. Then we could be in trouble. But yeah, he's going to be able to kill this one by Blade Flurrying. But 2 things live, or 1 thing lives, I guess, in this case. So yeah, playing this was actually free. That did work out relatively well. And he had to eat 3 face damage, waste his Blade Flurry on a board that really we didn't invest all that much in, right? We had an Unstable Portal, a Mirror Entity in it. I guess a Sorcerer's Apprentice too, but there could be worse things for him to Blade Flurry. Now if he wants to trade here, he's got to waste 2 mana on a pretty vital 5 mana turn. We have another good minion here too. So I bet his hand feels very awkward at this point. Very awkward. That's actually a fine play, but it just trades so easily for us. That's like the worst. Why don't you cost 6 mana, dude? Yeah, so we get to ping face on turn 6. How fun is that? I mean, thankfully we're still in a pretty decent board spot, but like a Thaurissan here is going to punish us because we'll want to kill it. Oh, that's not too bad though. We can just play boom and trade. Yeah, we'll just play boom and trade. That's totally fine. Oh my goodness. This is the dream spare part. Finicky Cloakfield into Archmage Antonidas, or the other way around, means he can stick around for a turn. But we don't actually want to do that just yet because we don't have more spells next turn to leverage that. We'll probably just play Ronin first. He has to find an answer for Ronin. And then we have so many Arcane Missiles. Oh, and he just sapped Dr. Boom too, so that means Ronin probably sticks here, right? Or I could Antonidas Cloakfield. I really want to kill the Auctioneer, so I think I'm going to do this first. If it takes it down to 1, I'll have to ping, which leaves me pretty awkward mana-wise. If it kills it outright, that's fantastic. If it doesn't kill it, I'll probably just play the Dr. Boom again so that the next round of Boombots might instead of the Ronin, just because we have time to develop that. But let's just see what happens. Yeah, so it didn't do anything. I'm tempted to draw the Arcane Intellect to look for like a Frostbolt or a Flame Cannon to kill that. But then I can't play the Dr. Boom again. And I think that's something I have to do. It just sucks. I mean, we have like Flame Cannons, we have Frostbolts, we have like 1,000 things that can kill a Gadget Sand. But we don't have any of them right now. So the Arcane Intellect could have been a good play, but it was so risky. And if it whiffed, like the best thing I could do was play Mad Scientist next to it. So he's going to Eviscerate there. Followed by a Fan of Knives, I guess. hopefully the boom dies here. We've got these boom bots out there for a reason. Ugh. Like, seriously? Down to 2? I can't even do anything when it's at 2. Ah! Can Azurdrake... I guess I Arcane Intellect first. But Arcane Intellect's better with... I'm gonna Azurdrake. Hopefully we get like the Arcane Missiles or a Flame Cannon. Anything that allows me to ping off here and kill this. That's neither of those things. I could Flame Waker into Finicky Cloakfield. But that's, you know, it's only got a very small chance to actually kill the... I'm going to do this too, just to see if I get the Arcane Missiles. The Frostbolt is a turn late. Man! We're just giving him way too much. What are the crazy odds that we couldn't kill the Gadgetzan Auctioneer this long? I mean, that's just so ridiculous. Out of all the stuff we have to kill it. I mean, we can finally do it for sure here, but it took 100 years. He's also at 16. Is there a way we just start looking to kill him? Or are we going to be dead if we do that? I think we just go nuts with Flame Wakers here, right? Yeah. I think we're just going to play both Flame Wakers and these two spells. I'll probably Frostbolt the Gadgetzan, even though it's likely to die anyway. Actually, I take that back. I'm going to open with the Unstable Portal. If one of them hits this, we might just ping it down and save the Frostbolt. Or we might just pray the Frostbolt works. Nope. That's actually okay. This worked out in a way that we didn't really waste anything on the Gadgetzan. Man, those were some bad Flame Wakers. So many to the face, 4 to the face. Didn't pick off any minions other than the 1/1. He's showing 8 damage. He has at least 1 Eviscerate in his deck left. It's 12. I don't know if he's got like a Malagos. Who knows what's happening up there. He's healing. It's fine. He's going to have to kill these somehow. He cannot leave these alive. This is a fun combo. Ronin into Baron Rivendare into Finicky Cloakfield on the Rivendare. We could potentially get 6 Arcane Missiles out of that. That would be pretty fun. Alright, that's actually really, really good that he had to trade there and he wasn't doing damage. What is this? What's targeting my face right now? Shiv? No, he'd Shiv this. SI7 and trade. He's just developing a minion. That makes sense. Nothing too crazy there. Like a Frostbolt would be a great draw here. Fireball's not so good. I'm going to go ahead and play the Ronin. And it's probably going to get sapped. So, I'm also going to play the Mad Scientist just as a body. I mean, this is a pretty fun gimmick, I guess, right? We could Finicky Cloakfield, try to trade this off or something. But even having 6 is no better than 3, because only 3 can be cast the same turn as Antonidas. Plus, we need to start thinking about how to kill this guy, which is getting harder. I'm just going to play this for the 7 health, honestly, and let him figure it out. He might feel pressured by something here. There's a good chance we're getting very close to dying. Yeah, there's the sap. We knew that was coming, but I just don't know if the Cloakfield was worth it. Maybe it was, because we could have done 13 damage at the worst. Ugh, a lot of cost reductions here. Man, his board is kind of nasty. I don't really have a good way to clear either. Double Fireball. It's 13. We have 14 damage. If he hadn't healed on it, he'd be dead. We know that he's out of saps, which is cool. But we still don't have a 2-mana spell to use with Antonitis. I think maybe we sat on this too long. I'm not feeling... Every turn has felt awkward. I have to kill this, I think, with the Fireball. Maybe even have to kill another one with the Fireball, just because if we don't, then we're dead to a 4 damage Eviscerate weapon and 6 damage from hand. But that's like the worst turn ever. But it's okay, because we don't actually need the damage. We can generate damage with these cards. Sap is just so good against our big, scary stuff. The Dr. Boom got sapped, the Ronin got sapped. We might just be dead here to Blade Flurry shenanigans. 6, 7, 10. He's 1 off with Blade Flurry. No, we're dead.
Well played.
Yeah, man. Another game that just totally felt winnable that just fell off. Not enjoying these losses at this point. But we'll keep going. We haven't had like a crazy hand yet. We're just like scraping by every time. We haven't gotten the Mana Worm into the Unstable Portal, into the Flamewaker shenanigans. None of that stuff has happened. We've basically just been piecing together random stuff off curve and trying to make it work. So maybe we'll finally see. Hey, there we go. 1-drop in the mulligan. There you go. That's what we're looking for. These are too slow. 1-drop's great. Nothing good to follow it up, though. More awkward stuff. Secrets are the worst. Actually, that's pretty good, but these aren't good together, right? And this does not buff this. Really like to see a Frostbolt to kill his Northshire Cleric. And keep going face. Or the Zombie Chow. Same difference. Yeah. That's obvious. We don't want to make this trade because it endangers our Mana Worm. He will make this trade and probably heal. That gives us a counterspell. Let's coin out an Acolyte of Pain. That's a little weird. So there's the Frostbolt we're looking for. We can Frostbolt the Acolyte and we can trade the other two. That's a fine, reasonable play. We'll just go ahead and sacrifice our dude. The reason we Frostbolted the Acolyte instead of the Zombie Chow is because giving this 2 cards, the Acolyte would have drawn twice if I'd traded in, which would have been worse. I'd rather him... Like, this having an extra health wouldn't have mattered, or having the extra minion wouldn't have mattered. I'd rather deny him the cards, because this is still going to be hard for him to deal with, because 1 health stuff is annoying for priests. As you can see, he did not have an answer. Yeah, we'll just play this on curve. I don't think there's any reason to get fancy. We could play the Mirror Entity, but he probably thinks this is Mirror Entity already, so he's like looking for a Northshire Cleric or something to play. It looked like he had a minion he wanted to play last turn, and he held off, so that's probably going to be the case this time again. So I bait him into a weak minion.
Is someone injured?
Yeah, so he's trying to proc the Mirror Entity. He's going to Villain's Chosen that now. Or Death Lord. He didn't want to give us the Death Lord. That makes sense. He had the mana finally to do it this way. If we cast a spell, this goes up to 3. We can trade ping. So I'm kind of tempted to just Arcane Intellect trade and ping. That works out pretty well for mana. Could also Mirror Entity. That might be even better. Just because it gives him more stuff to deal with. And it makes it harder for him to find answers. Because if we get like a Ronin or an Antonidas off of this guy, that's going to be pretty fun. And giving him another secret to deal with could really, really give him a challenge. The Azure Drake's fine too. That's hard for a priest to deal with. I'll take a free 4/4 with spell damage any day of the week. So this is a pretty tough board for him. When he can't cast a spell and he can't play a minion. I'm feeling pretty good right now, but with priest, man, they can just turn things around so fast every time. That's a flash heal. He's just burning the counter spell. It's a good play. That's a tempo loss for us. Still not developing the board a lot just yet, though, is he? What's this going to be? Circle of Healing for all the cards. Give me the cards. I love it. I really need to kill this, but I don't want to waste mana on it. I don't want to fireball it either, so I have a debate next turn. Felons on that bad boy? No, another Power Word Shield. That's kind of looking like fireball bait now, isn't it? Kind of looking like fireball bait. I think it is. He's just invested so much in it. We could trade, save the fireball. But it kind of ends up being the same amount of damage, right? It's 8 for 7. Let's Unstable Portal first and see what we get. Might change our plan. Well, this is free, so let's go ahead and do this too. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do this too. This is... The reason I hesitated is... I think Arcane Blast is pretty good. The reason I hesitated is that he can play the Cabal Shadow Priest to steal it. I think I'm just going to actually use this. And I'm going to go here to trade. The reason for that is that if I traded here, Light Bomb would have killed this. But if I trade here, this was going to die to Light Bomb anyway. So this will now stay alive through Light Bomb. If I traded the other way, both would have died to Light Bomb. This is still going to live to Holy Nova. Dies to Excavated Evil, I guess. If that's the case, that's the case. But now we have 14 damage. A lot of damage on board. Yeah, that's pretty unfortunate. Yeah, we have 14, 18, 22, 24, 26 damage right now. But, oh, actually, we don't have enough mana for that just yet.
I must consider.
So he had pretty good answers to our secrets. Zombie Chow and the Flash Heal negated our secrets really well. He is really hung up. What's up? Felons on the Zombie Chow. Okay. That's actually a pretty good fireball target. Yeah, that's a good fireball target. A 4/7. You can't get any better than that. But again, we'll Unstable Portal first. Just to refill our hands. It's pretty useless, actually. It's really good for him with a Cabal Shadow Priest, too. We'll do this, and we'll just go face. So he has to clear soon. Light Bomb leaves us with 6 damage, and we have 6 in hand. That'd be 12. We'd have 13 with a ping. So if he Light Bombs, he lives, but barely.
Let me change your...
Oh, okay, that actually opens this back up. And that's a little odd to me. I think he'd want this one instead, just because now he can't benefit from the heal here. Like, he can't use the heal anymore. Alright, so the Flame Cannon's pretty good to kill this with spell power, but is he just dead? Let's do that math first. 8, 10, 17, we have 18 damage. So no, he's not dead.
What to do? What to
No, he's not dead, so we'll have to trade here. We'll trade this way. Alternatively, we could go here and ping. That's pretty good, because this is susceptible to Holy Nova and another Cabal Shadow Priest. And we don't really need the mana. So yeah, let's do that instead. If we do that, that's 4 mana. We can play this guy as well. Yeah, that's the best play. So now we have 3 4-attack guys that are pretty tough for him to deal with. 12 damage on board, 8 in hand. Light Bomb, heal, leaves us with 4, 8, 14, 15 damage next turn. So he'd still be dead with Light Bomb heal. And he's also dead with that, so yeah, that worked out perfectly. Alright, well played. Yeah, that was a good game. Kind of got some good 4-attack minions out. The Azure Drake from the Death Lord just did a ridiculous amount of work. We benefited from the spell power a couple times. It hit face 2 or 3 times. Like, that was really the turning point. So, let's play one more game. We still haven't really had a good Crazy Flamewaker turn or Archmage Antonidas shenanigans, which are really the most fun parts about this deck in my mind. So I would certainly like to see that before we call it quits. But this is probably the last game either way. So let's show this Paladin what Tempo Mage, at least Regis Kilbin's Tempo Mage, is all about. Arcane Missile's fantastic against Paladins. Ronin and Dr. Boom are way too slow. Sorcerer's Apprentice is pretty good, because we can make some big plays early if we need to. Yeah, this is fine. We can work with this hand. Coin is also great. I think it's the first coin game we've had on Tempo Mage, which sucks because the coin is the dream in Tempo Mage. So we got a Secret Pally here, probably pretty standard stuff. We'll just go ahead and pass our turn 1. We don't need to Arcane Missiles or coin anything just yet. We could theoretically coin out the Sorcerer's Apprentice, but then it dies to Noble Sacrifice and just sits there and becomes susceptible bait to stuff like Shield and Minibot. So we want to make sure we get value out of that the same turn we play it. Intriguing. Probably going to just ping that down. I could Arcane Missiles or something, but I can guarantee the kill here. If he for some reason played something that respawned that would be pretty amazing for us. So he might muster for battle here. Probably will. So Arcane Missiles is likely going to be the play. And it will likely be an Avenge that makes one of these have 3 health. So probably Arcane Missiles into Frostbolt. I could also Sorcerer's Apprentice into coin into Arcane Missiles into Frostbolt, but that's 4 cards to deal with what's on board. I think I'd rather just potentially leave him with a minion or 2. I could also coin the Mechanical Yeti. This is not the craziest play just because it gives us the biggest minion. But that's pretty susceptible to a Blessing of Kings on one of these guys, and I'd like to clear the board if I can. So I'm going to hope that these hit in a fortunate way and kill both the side minions and allow me to Frostbolt the Avenged. It's not Avenged, so we'll just ping this off. It's very likely Noble Sacrifice, which is good to know. And it might seem bad that we've only used 1 card and we've pinged twice. But the fact that we're still in the game, despite that, is actually a fantastic sign. Because now, right, like I can Frostbolt and still do something like an Arcane Intellect. Like I have plays. I can Flamewaker Frostbolt if we get one. So I feel like I'm in pretty good shape. That's even better because I can just Frostbolt ping and still have another Frostbolt. We don't really have a great Mysterious Challenger answer yet. Of course, we've got a Fireball, but I'd like to get up on the board before that happens, and I don't know that we're going to have time. It depends on how bad his turn 5 is. Looks like it's going to be pretty bad. Yeah, it's not the best. He did get some minions out, which is good. When you play a Mysterious Challenger, it makes it a little more awkward for us. But I think this allows me to play Mechanical Yeti. And I'm pretty sure that's Avenge now. We can never be totally sure, but it looks like Avenge, it smells like Avenge. So I'm not going to coin ping, because I don't want to make this thing scary just yet. We'll have to figure out that Avenge stuff next turn. I hope he doesn't have a Challenger here. He probably does. It's probably this card. Just because his hand has been a little clunky so far.
Who am I?
It's not that one, it's that one. Okay, either way. So we have 5 secrets to deal with. It's probably the standard set, which is going to deny our coin boom play, but that's okay. All right. Let's think this through. I think we we don't really have a good way to process this. I think we'll just attack first. We'll proc the Noble Sack into the Avenge. We'll see where the Avenge lands. We have 6 and 3, so even if it lands in the Challenger, we can kill it at 8 health. We can also just Fireball, and we can deal with this. We'll go face because it doesn't matter because we're triggering the Noble Sacrifice. Here comes the Avenge. Okay, so that's just Frostbolt. That's pretty easy. We're going to have to leave 2 of his minions alive, which is okay. Because we can kill the stuff that matters. And we still have a solid board. These are going to get buffed from Competitive Spirit. And we still have to play something to eat the 1 health debuff. Probably this Mana Worm, maybe this Sorcerer's Apprentice. But we're not in too bad of a shape as long as he doesn't like play Boom or, Tyrion next turn. If he plays like a shielded mini-bot.
Who am I? None of your business.
Second Challenger's kind of rough, depending on what it draws. So that's another Avenge and another Noble Sack. I don't really have a kill on that, do I? No, but I can play Mana Worm, Coin, Boom. Can go nuts with this guy too. I could go Flame Waker into Coin, into Armor Plating, into Arcane Intellect, into Flame Cannon. It's a pretty good chance everything dies before the Flame Cannon hits this. That's 1, 2... Actually, do I have enough mana for that? That's 3, 4, 7, 9. No, I don't have enough mana for that. So I think I have to just Mana Worm, Coin, Dr. Boom. I had to play the Mana Worm first to eat the Repentance, and then he certainly has board initiative. Hopefully that's not Sacred Trial, by the way. I don't think that's possible, but now at least he has to start thinking about trades and stuff, and hopefully we can get him to eat some minions, preserve some health for us, and give us more time to get up. Tyrion here is backbreaking because I don't have a way to answer it. Dr. Boom is pretty backbreaking as well. That's what makes Secret Paladin so tough. He's going face for something? I don't know why. Probably playing Tyrion. It's just like, forget it, I'm just going face. Nope, no Tyrion, that's good. No Boom either, because he doesn't have the mana. That's weird that he's just going face, all aggressive. I like it though. It's good for us. So we'll attack first with a Boom Bot and eat the Noble Sacrifice, and then ugh.
Move quickly.
It's a lot of damage coming our way, isn't it? I don't think it matters what we attack here, but we'll see where the Boom Bot lands and where the Avenge lands. That will adjust our play. Boomba to the face, really? Okay, so, here I think I just kill this because it's the scariest thing and we're pretty close to dying. It's probably going to die to a lazy, lousy minion next turn, but that's okay. We still have to make it work. And then we'll kill off one of the 1/1s here. Oh man, I'm running out of time. I'm going to play this first and this next. I'm going to go here and this last. Oh no, actually this and then this. We drew that arcane missiles. And the reason I did that is so that the flame cannon would hit one of the big guys instead of one of the little guys. Hopefully, oh, we didn't even clear his board. Man, sorry about that really fast turn, by the way. We waited a little long, and then so if we'd killed this, we'd been in pretty good shape because we'd have the boom. It's probably unkillable, but we didn't kill that, which is pretty sad. So now we can trade, play a Tyrion, and we're still doomed. Or he can go face with like double Blessing of Kings and we're dead because of the really lousy Flamemaker proc. No, he didn't do that. Okay. That gives us hope. He's got his own Dr. Boom. Cool. Cool, cool.
Reporting for duty.
That would have been helpful last turn, huh? Okay, we'll play the Spellslinger first, see what we get. We have to kill this somehow.
Dead or alive.
Ooh. Okay, okay. So I can Blessing here. That's actually 9. We could do 10 damage, but that's not enough to kill him. So I think I'll just... I think I'll attack this guy first, instead of going face. But I want to attack just in case the Boombots... the Boombots kill it when it shoots off lasers, for lack of a better word. And I want to kill that because we're getting close to dying. And I'll play this here to, really, dude? To make that trade. And then he has 6 damage. I'm actually going to do this instead of pinging one of those off, hoping that he hits them both, and he did. That's fine. So we're up on board. If he plays Tyrion, we're like golden because we copy it. But we don't have any cards, we don't have any damage. The 2 things we need. This is a bad card. So he might feel pressure to go face. Sludge Belcher's okay, I'll take that too. We can work with a Sludge Belcher for sure. And we also denied his weapon really awkwardly for him there, which preserves some life. It's not a Tyrion, but it lives. Ugh. That's nasty, though. Okay, let's start here. See what we do. Such a bad card. Like, of all the stuff we could have got, right? Could have got a Baron Geddon. We got the lowly Squire.
One day, I'll be a real knight. I'll show them. I'll show them all.
I'm gonna do this for him just because the 1/2 trades pretty well into his stuff anyway. And ping off the golden one because it's golden. So Consecration might just kill us. No, not quite. It does 7 damage, but it clears our board and we're kind of doomed. Tyrion, we're doomed because we don't have a way to deal with it. We're kind of just doomed. Starfall off of the Spellslinger. Oh god, why? Why? Oh, why? We get the lowly Squire and he gets the Starfall. Sad. Well, I played a deck that that's all about big swings and crazy plays, and that's what I got. I got a deck that has some big plays and crazy swings, but unfortunately coming from the wrong side. So I don't see a way out here. That doesn't do it. He has 3, 5, 8 damage showing. We can pray that he thinks that's Ice Block and that we're digging for lethal. That's our only out, but the game's over. Tyrion's coming down. I don't know what he's thinking about. There he goes. He figured it out. No, he hasn't figured it out yet. He thinks it's Ice Block, I think. Either that or we're just getting BM'd. It's not Ice Block, bro. Alright, well that's going to do it for my look at Tempo Mage. We didn't win a lot of games, but I do think we got to see how the deck works, and we made some pretty swift decisions a couple times regarding Flame Waker spell timing and ordering. In other words, saving up some resources, using them all at once to get a lot out of your Flame Wakers, and arranging your spells in ways that lined up stuff like Flame Cannon on bigger targets and killing targets in the right order and trying to leverage the pings at the right times. Unfortunately, got some bad RNG on some pings, some unlucky unstable portals. In fact, no good unstable portals. So not a lot of things broke our way, but we still got to see the deck in action. And with a better list and a more refined list, as I mentioned, I'm sure that this will help you find some success with Tempo Mage, even if we didn't experience it this time around. So let's take one last look at that deck list for you. If you're curious and want to try this one out and play it a little better than I did, here you go. That's Regis Kilbin's kind of quick and easy Tempo Mage list. But don't put too much faith in this one. Find a better one. If you have any questions about Tempo Mage in general, or any plays I made, or perhaps you want to suggest some better ones where I might have missed something, feel free to let me know. I'm always happy to discuss lines of play and how games might have gone with a different decision here or there. Always appreciate the insights. Of course, I'm a legend level player, but I too make mistakes and appreciate feedback whenever it's offered. So don't be shy. Thanks so much for spending some time learning to play Tempo Mage alongside me. And until next time, game on.